Has the situation with you and Pete Rock been resolved?
No.
What happened with that situation exactly?
Okay. It's a long story, but I'll try to shorten it up as possible. I already bought at the top of COVID, like 2 or 3 beats from Pete Rock. And I told him what the budget was. And I said, look, send me those tracks that I can choose from for this budget. And me, Corrupt, and Razcast made the picks. And it was originally for a project called Black Steel Hour of Chaos. That was originally supposed to be Canibus and Priest from like 2015. Then Corrupt and Razcast wanted to use my Black Steel Hour of Chaos idea. And by the way, Hour was like HRSMN, like Horseman, but the SMN crossed out. Okay. And then Chuck D's going to narrate the album and stuff. Now, Razcast has since taken the title and is making a solo album, Black Steel Hour of Chaos. And that's a very, Afrocentric style record. Raz was going to get other tracks from Pete Rock and like all these other producers. So I'm like, cool, since I paid for the Pete beats, I'm going to keep them. Then the more and more I was working with Canibus, I go to Pete, hey, I already got these 2 beats from you, or 3. If I set aside 10 grand, would you let me pick 8 more beats? I will fly to LA, or I'll fly to New York. I'll bring cash. You play me the available records in the studio, and you'll just give me the sessions, and I'll leave. Like, simple. So I send him the contract, and he's like, my manager's going to review it and get back to you. Now, when Fat Beats and I were still cool, I'm in the office one day with Joe, the president, now former president, and he's like, oh, man, he's like, good luck with that. I'm like, what do you mean good luck with that? He's like, we did this deal with Pete, and we were paying him like 20 grand, and he sent the contract back signed, but changed 20 to 30, and no one caught it, and then we signed it. We had to end up paying him the 30. I'm like, you didn't have to pay him, dude. You could have said, like, go fuck yourself. We're not doing the deal, and sued him. And Joe's like, well, I didn't want to go that route. So after hearing that story from Joe, that's exactly what Pete did to me. He sent me the contract for the 10 grand back, crossed off the 10 and made it 20, and thought I'd be dumb enough to not notice and sign off and have to owe him 20 grand. So when I saw that shit, I'm like, look, dude, I got 10 grand for you. You can take it or leave it. Like, well, and I'm worth blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I don't give a fuck. You could be worth $1 million. I'm working on a fucking Canibus record. I know how much money it makes. Like, the biggest Canibus record I ever worked on made like $50,000. Okay. We're talking about, and that was like when people bought records like Melatonin Magic. Kaiju did like 40 something in December 2021. That was humongous. Okay. But the average Canvas project across all formats, digital, physical, we're not clearing more than 20 grand. Right. If he tours and all that shit and has merch, then sure, that clearly substantiates the record. But I told Pete 10 grand, take it or leave it. And he's like, I'll leave it. And I said, cool. So I'm just going to put out this EP with the 2 joints I already have. And I had a Pete Rock verse from the Academy too. Bronze remix it. And that was with CEP. And Pete Rock would keep sending me emails like, man, let's talk. Like, how about 15? And I'm like, you don't understand, you dumb motherfucker. I'm not making this 10 grand number up in my head. It is based on what I can pay you and pay Canibus and bronze and mixing and mastering and manufacturing, all the things that go into making a fucking record and still profit. So no, I can't pay you 20. I can't pay you 15. I'm not going to pay you 11, 10. And he didn't want to do it. So then boom, then we go and release the record. This is crazy. When the record comes out, he actually like retweets it a few times. Then randomly, I've already sold out a physical. CDs, the 7-inches, the 09, all that stuff is digital. Then he starts talking shit about it. Like, I didn't produce these records, and like, M80 never paid me. And again, that's where people dubbed me the receipt king. And I did that in a very tasteful manner. Like, okay, Pete, I never paid you. Here's the email where you sent me your banking info. Here's the attachment where I sent the receipt. Here's the contract you signed in your name for the verse. Here's the contract you signed for the beat. So eventually, all the Pete Rock fans wanted to hate me too, because they don't know who the fuck I am. And then there was like one Pete Rock fan left standing. Everyone else was like, damn, like, I'm sorry. I didn't know our fucking loyal hero was a liar like this. And, Pete's notorious for bad business, but I'm usually the only person to speak up on this shit.
it was a really weird situation because like he did say that he didn't produce those beats and everyone was confused. I think I saw a Canibus interview where Canibus was really confused by the situation.
Look, that shit was hilarious because he said he didn't produce the beat, but one of the beats he sold us, he also used on the Flea Lord album. So not only did he, it's a Pete Rock Flea Lord album. So if you didn't produce it for Canibus, did you also not produce it for Flea Lord? You fucking piece of shit. So like you're mad and you still got paid and you literally sold the same beat twice. And my paperwork says I exclusively own it. It's hilarious. So I didn't sue Pete or anything. The funniest shit though was when Corrupt told me he talked to Pete and smoothed everything out. And then I went to go talk to Pete. Pete's like, get the fuck away from me. Fuck you, dude. And I was like, oh, Corrupt lied to me. That's what